What's up, YouTube? Here we are crashing a convention. When Keeping It Real goes wrong, we're gonna go out there and ask the toughest question that's going on here in the Florida market. We have a handful, thousands of Florida contractors, and hurricane after hurricane has made Florida the ripest place to be a roofer. It's the major leagues. We've got, of course, tile everywhere, condos, big commercial jobs, insurance money, but the problem is insurance companies are going out of business. Today, we're gonna be interviewing people in the Florida market of how they're dealing with the collapse, what kind of business they have, retail, insurance. Sometimes there's a little bit of beef between retail roofers and insurance roofers, and we're gonna get to the bottom of that beef. And there's some people talking shit on the internet, and hopefully we run into them today because we're also gonna get to the bottom of that beef as well. So let's go, FRSA 2023. We are about to interview the CEO of the FRSA, and we're gonna go over some really important topics. There was a lot of insurance companies that have gone out of business. There's been a changing landscape in Florida with the assignment of benefits, very controversial. I myself have switched my sales tactics because of these new laws, and we're gonna talk about a law that was passed by Ron DeSantis that FRSA supports many of the different things. And there's some things that I agree with, and there's some things that I don't, and I'm excited to have this conversation with the president of the FRSA. All right, guys, I am here with the technical director of the FRSA, Mike Silvers, and we're having a conversation about the AOB insurance companies, and I made a false statement. I said all insurance companies, and of course some insurance companies are definitely doing a good job out there for people, and it doesn't happen on all claims. But that being said, there's been a big shift in the market with the new laws, and can you kind of explain to me what the FRSA thinks is good about the new laws?
By and large, what we were seeing is, in many cases, roofing contractors working for attorneys instead of attorneys working for roofing contractors. Mm-hmm. Well, now we have attorneys chasing roofing contractors so that they could, in our opinion, in many cases, abuse the insurance industry by putting together claims that force the insurers to pay for claims, not because the claim was proper, but because the other side of the issue was them spending thousands and thousands of dollars in protecting themselves from what in many cases were not very solid lawsuits.
The roofs that we get bought due to hail damage, it's because the mat, the fiberglass mat's penetrated, and expansion and contraction causes a hole, and it takes
time. But not every hailstorm creates hail damage to a roof.
You're absolutely right.
If their cars aren't dead,
why would the roofing advocate
stop for a minute?
Huh?
If this is an interview, I get to speak too.
Okay, good. Sorry.
Okay.
Well, go ahead.
Again, be ready for me once in a while to inject, and if not, then I need to do something else.
No problem.
Okay. So
he's going to film now.
All right, go ahead. So based on hail damage, does every hailstorm cause roofing damage?
No.
Okay, so clarify that. If there's not other damage to other things in the neighborhood, chances are the roof was not damaged. If there's not dents in cars, other broken things, screen enclosures, those types of things, that hailstorm may have not damaged the roof at all.
Amen.
Depending on the inspection. So it requires a particular inspection on a particular job. Most insurance companies don't want to take the opinion of one roofing contractor who's trying to sell a roof. So they send their own people out. Some of them are knowledgeable, some of them not so much. But again, we've been pretty strong opponents to AOBs. We think that the insurer should handle their own insurance claim. The insured should handle their own insurance claims because of the abuse that people have used with AOBs. And they threaten the insurance companies to file a suit against them, regardless of whether there's a lot of merit to the claim or not. And one way or the other, the insurance companies had to pay for those defenses. Now, with an awful lot of legislation and changes in code, we have a pendulum that swings. It had swung too far opposed to the insurance companies. That's why we can't buy property insurance in Florida. Okay?
Well, that's what they say.
Well, and again, we've looked closely at this too, not just from someone who's trying to sell roofs all the time. We look at
aren't you representing the people that sell roofs?
Yes, sir.
So whenever Heritage Insurance took a bonus of $20 million, the CEO, and you look at this article that's written where they're shaving money off the top through these affiliate companies, the CEOs are making more than Travelers Insurance.
That is
and the
that's within
evaluation,
the insurance regulation industry, not mine. So the place to affect that is through legislation. If you think there should be changes made in the insurance industry to put some caps on those things, which I would absolutely agree with,
right,
that's how that has to happen.
Right.
So you got to go and push legislation to get it done. We're constantly working, trying to improve the situation. But the situation right now is that we couldn't buy property insurance in Florida.
Roofers?
No. Property insured.
Okay.
The people who are buying insurance, me and you, if you live in Florida.
No, I do. I have a house. I got flooded by Hurricane Ian. It flooded my home. I was out for 9 months. And so I know about the cost of insurance as a property owner, but if you were an advocate for all the property owners of Florida, you're an advocate for the roofers.
We're an advocate. Our association has always taken a stance that we try to look at the broad picture at what's good for Florida, or our citizens of Florida, for us, because we're the Florida Roofing and Sheet Metal Contractors Association, is usually good for our contractor members as well.
Right. Well,
and the abuse of AOBs was broad and deep, and something needed to be done. Now, typically with that pendulum swing I talked about, sometimes it swings too far the other direction.
Right.
So I think there are a lot of illegitimate claims being approved and paid out before, no doubt.
Yeah.
Absolutely. A lot of insurance claims were paid for roofs that had no damage whatsoever. A lot. And not worthy of the insurance company replacing them.
Well, see, I've done thousands every single year. You can say this, whatever. Since you've been in the roofing business, it changed since 2007. How many insurance roof replacements do you do a year?
I'm not a contractor anymore. Okay. I work for the Roofing Association. I've been a contractor for 40 years. Never had a complaint against my license. Never used an AOB.
Yeah.
I dealt with my customer.
I think the attorneys are a problem too.
Well, they are, and particularly the ones that are going around trying to find roofers to work what I consider to be a scam.
Well, I had the guy at the last FRSA I was at, Harvey Cohen.
Sorry, you're going to have to stop. I can't get a word in edgewise, man. I just can't. If you want to change FRSA's position, social media is not going to do it.
Yeah.
What will do it is coming to our meetings, attend and make your voice known within our group, and see if you can get that to change. That's the way we've operated for 101 years.
Yeah. Well, dude, I just got my balls busted by the fucking FRSA because I'm an insurance guy. Hey, man, I'm with my friend John Franco.
What's going on? What's going on?
A lot of fat-ass roofers. We just had a big debate here with the NRCA president about guys that go door to door. If we sign contingency agreements and use insurance, that we're not real roofers.
Well, I mean, I think contingency contracts hold the customer accountable, for the work that we do, right? To be able to get paid.
They also,
at the end of the day, we still put on the quality of work.
What do you think about insurance companies paying for roofs that aren't damaged? They're saying here that the problem with why these insurance companies are going broke is because we're filing claims on roofs that aren't damaged. We're getting roofs that aren't damaged bought. What do you have to say about these new laws that hold the insurance company no bad faith, insurance attorney fees can't be covered, dropping people at 50? What do you think about these new laws?
It's the biggest scam in Florida.
Biggest scam?
Yeah,
the FRSA supports it. What's your biggest advice for the guys to take the next step in their business?
To be able to scale, just don't be afraid to jump, to start new processes, be open-minded to your team. Definitely having the right team in place and being open-minded to their suggestions.
Guys, the FRSA got the most hardcore craftsmen. This man, he hated insurance guys, door-to-door guys. A lot of guys here at FRSA spend their extra hours talking about how some of us going door-to-door, a real roofer would never do that. That's like begging. Why would you do that? Well, I can understand your thought process on that, but when you're doing a roof, why wouldn't you talk to the neighbors to accelerate word-of-mouth referrals? And if you talk to the biggest companies in the top 100, what percentage of them knock on doors? 90%? I don't know, bro, but I can tell you one thing. He did not like insurance roofers. So now that we're determined that I am publicly enemy number one, here's what I got from it. He said that his idea of a blue collar was a guy who His identity is defined by his craftsmanship. And I will tell you, that's the biggest thief of the American dream for blue collars. They get up there working with their hands. They're so focused on project management, they don't think about business growth, and it limits how much impact and money they can actually make. He says, as a matter of fact, it's not about how much money you make. Well, with more money, with higher profits, with more jobs, I can pay my employees more. And I'm gonna go in here and really ask a lot of these roofers, retail, insurance, what's your opinion about AOBs, door-to-door guys, and what the fuck did you think about me? All right, I'm with my friend Brandon Davis. How long we know each other, man?
Man, it's been what, like better than a decade now?
I think you wanted me to get you into the commercial space, right? You wanted me to help you get into the commercial space.
Something like that.
But you got into it yourself, right?
Yes, sir.
There's people that say that guys knocking on doors, signing AOBs, are ruining the industry for roofers. They're getting roofs bought by the insurance company. They shouldn't get bought, and they fucking are kind of making a bad name for roofers. Or you got your retail guys, that could be making a little extra money on insurance, but they ain't about that. What's your opinion of this retail versus insurance?
Man, insurance here in Florida, it's a long play. You got to be engaged for 6 months, right? 18 months at a time. Mm-hmm. I'm all for the dirt knockers. That's where I came up from. Getting a little bigger in the shoulders.
Yeah. It's for people.
Get RKO'd out here in public now.
RKO'd?
Yeah, RKO'd.
What's that?
Let me take the jacket off.
Okay, here we go. So you want to learn some jiu-jitsu?
You gonna put me on some game now.
Okay, yeah. Happened quick. Got me on my teeth. I had to bite a little tooth for that, but I got you. So I've been called a cancer in the industry. What's your opinion on that?
I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
All right, I appreciate that. Hey, we street qualified. Street beef's qualified.
All right,
buddy. All right, day 2, FRSA, ran into an old friend, the Chicken Hawk, man. How you been, brother?
I've been good.
How long has it been since you seen me?
It's been too long.
Too long. How long we known each other?
We first met 12 years ago.
12 years ago. What the fuck did you think about me the first time you met me?
It's the wildest person I've ever met in my life. Little did I know was I being introduced to the greatest opportunity in my life. I owe you and your daddy a lot because you changed my life. This industry's changed so many people's lives.
It's changed a lot. That's what the new goal is.
It's amazing.
This critic, he's got a bunch of followers. He's here. He says I was a cancer. And this idiot has signed up to fight me in Atlanta. So here we are, we just popped into Gaylord. We just ran into our boy Jay, and Jay has got a new member to the team, Lenny,
yeah.
Hey, no English, no problem, right?
No, sir. He's 25 years commercial metal roof experience.
Hey, if you're watching this, you may have caught the solar insurance retail combo that Jay closed. It was a hybrid English and hybrid Spanish deal. Jay, what's it do whenever you can speak the language? What's it do for a customer?
You open up your book of business by 50%. Right now, I believe the Spanish market is 53% of Florida. So, that's 53% of business that we get.
Hey, Spanish people love a good deal too.
Yes, they do. They do. They do.
There you go. But Donald has something that a lot of us don't have. He's got a personal brand. And to be honest with you, Donald, they have to know who the fuck you are before they can be loyal. And you're lucky because you have 200,000 Instagram followers, more followers than anybody in this group. People that know, like, and trust or see Donald as a guy that represents Albuquerque might also say, you know what, I'll know, like, and trust him with my roof. I'll know, like, and trust him with my solar job. I'll know, like, and trust him with my entrepreneur journey. How do you keep these motherfuckers loyal, Donald? You sell them on a dream that fits inside of your dream. We are the 5 people that we spend the most time with. So if I got friends that are not lifting me up on that inner circle level, why am I spending so much time with them?
So we got our man Orlando, right?
Yes, sir.
And you're a fighter and a roofer. Which one did you start first?
I started the training. Yeah.
The training?
Training, yes, sir.
So how'd you find about roofing?
Roofing, I got into it from a buddy of mine. Actually, I got into it with the labor at first, man.
Oh yeah, I started with the hell yeah, blue collar as fuck.
Yes, sir.
You went from the trash man to the cash man. What was the secret?
Actually realizing the potential that I had. I knew English. I was good with people. You know, I was in sales for a little bit before. I actually did door knocking the first time when I was 15 years old. I could be the one actually selling the job, getting the money, not busting my ass.
With a new company and everything dependent on your physical health, why take the risk of doing a fight at the Blue Collar American Dream Conference, your first MMA fight?
I'm confident. I've been training for over 5 years in it, like MMA. I've been in kickboxing and I've been in the cage. But I think this is special because this is roofing and MMA. It's two of the things I love, man.
And you wanted to do it on combat nights too.
I've been wanting to do it on
and
combat
it's all
nights.
the same
Mitchell
thing.
Knows, it all came together, brother. The universe works funny.
How old are you?
I'm 23 years old.
Fucking A, dog.
23.
And you got that reach.
Yeah.
Holy shit, you got real reach.
Safety meetings in the storm dorm, man. Biggest takeaways from the event.
It's awesome, man. This is a good event. There's so much to do here. There's so much to learn here if you're in the business.
What do you think these FRSA people, why they hate insurance roofers so much and Texas roofers?
I don't think
It's
they
like
need
we're
to
the
have
devil.
any involvement at all with that at all.
But-
I mean,
but
I
I
don't know.
mean-
I don't understand why they must be paid off or something.
No, it's all the Florida roofers. They hate guys that don't do a good job. They say, you know, of course, there is bad apples out there.
Oh
but,
yeah, for sure.
You know, the CEO of the FRSA, they came up to us, and you know, we're all about the same mission, raising the status for blue collars. But I told her I did not agree at all with what they're standing for, saying these laws were good for the roofers.
Like I've said it and I say it again. This is the only state that you have to pay a lot of extra for
You know what she told me?
to get a roof done.
She goes,
So,
well, you tell me why. There's 86% of the nation's roofing claims in Florida, huh? And I said, well,
because you have
there's
to
been
sue
4
every-
hurricanes out of the last 5 years, and we've had hail, we've had wind, and she was like, well, that sounds like fraud to me. I'm like, oh, okay. But here's the deal, guys. We're wrapping up. This was an incredible event. We hooked up with some good people. One, conference is coming up September 1st. What was today's big takeaway? What did you do?
So my biggest takeaway from being here is too big to fail. When I was able to see $4 billion company come to Lee and say, I see you're doing big things.
Yeah.
They want to be a part of it. That was my biggest takeaway, that when you're too big, they want to partner with you. They don't want to see you fail.
Also a $400 million fund that's looking for a platform.
Yeah.
And there's no better fit than us. And you know, it feels good to be the #1 draft pick.
Yeah.
It really does. We were able to actually get confrontational with our friend Petrie. We checked him. We went up there, and you know, you're gonna put stuff on the internet. Sometimes keyboard warrior can catch up to you. And I just asked him straight up, if I'm a cancer, what kind of cancer am I? And he didn't have a lot to say. Good news is it didn't get violent, and I don't think this guy's going to show up for the fight. Hey, comment below if you think Petrie Shishpimsky is going to show up to the fight. I don't think he's going to show up, but he signed a contract December 12th, and it's going to be great. Atlanta, Georgia. All right, guys, like and subscribe if you joined this thing. We're here about raising the status of blue collar, even fighting Dimitri. It makes roofing cool, because the UFC's cool, man. Fighting's actually something that there's no bullshitting in the ring. Look, there's absolutely no way to lie in there, and there's also no way to lie when you're the entrepreneur risking it all in the arena of life. So look, hit the subscribe button, and this was fun at the FRSA.
I'll see you September 1st.